Welcome, everybody, to another awesome episode of Great News Weekly with me, your host, Jenny Craig Brown. We are here today with a jam-packed day. If you're coming in new to the show, we're an exclusively positive news show right here in the region. And we come to you every Wednesday live to spread good news and tell you all the good that is happening in our world. So if you have good news, we always love to hear about it. Comment below. Tell me what's good happening in your life. It could be big. It could be small. We want to know. If you watch live, Facebook, you can find us on NWI.Life or Valpo.Life. You can also watch us on YouTube at GreatNews.Life. Or if you can't catch us till later, you can find us on those Facebook pages, or you can always listen to us later on Spotify, Pandora, anywhere you get your podcasts, because we've got it there too. So come on in and join us for some great news. But as I mentioned, we've got a ton to share with you. So I'm going to jump right in. Today, I want to get started right away with celebrating Black History Month. So if you know about the Life sites, you probably have heard of our Life in the Spotlight series. We feature an amazing life and work of one person each week from each of our networks. And this week, we want to spread some light on some amazing Black entrepreneurs, activists, and trailblazers that we have highlighted via the Life in the Spotlight series. Let's take a look at a few leaders that are helping make our region great. You, of course, can find each of those pieces and read all about those folks on each of our sites. So you can find them very easily there. And we'll be promoting those out all month on each of our social media networks. So please enjoy, go find more out about each of those incredible human beings right here in our own region. Next up, you guys, I have a great one right here. I'm so excited. Yesterday, Lifer Kayla got to take a trip to Crown Point Highschool to interview some of the current women's basketball all-stars, of course, headed to state. If you haven't seen the half-court shot that junior Jessica Carruthers made, we've got that too. Take a look.
So I'm here with Jessica from the Lady Bulldogs. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. All right, Jessica, can you talk a little about the success you've had on your team this year?
Yeah, just being able to be in the state tournament, it just means everything to us, and it's always been a thought since my freshman year that potentially we could be in this position someday, and just being here now, it just means everything to us, and it's really humbling being here with all the girls and having good relationships with everyone on the team, and it's been a fun year, and I hope we end on a good note.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you a senior?
No, I'm a junior.
Oh, well, at least you still have one more year, too. You can do state twice. What would that be? All right. And then the last question we have about you is about that half-court shot. Talk a bit about what was going through your mind in that moment.
So I got the rebound, and I just took a quick glance at the clock, and I was going to try and dribble up to shoot a layup, but I knew there was 1.2 seconds left, so I was like, I'm not going to make it down, so I just launched it and just hope for the best.
That is awesome, though. I wish I could have seen that in person. So, Alina, how are you feeling going into this game as a senior?
Super cool for the other seniors too, since they get to end their high school basketball careers there.
Yeah.
Their entire basketball career.
Right. I think it's awesome that, especially after everything that happened last spring, that you guys are able to do this, and you were, first of all, rocking it.
Yeah.
Like, girls going to state is already such a great thing. So locally too, like, I love to see it. I live in Crown Point, so I'm kind of, cheering for you guys, but we are excited to watch you guys this weekend. Yeah. So, how about you tell us how this season means to you and your team?
Well, to me, this season means a lot, especially since I've been playing since like second grade. And yeah, I put a lot of time towards this, and I'm pretty happy where we're at right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, good luck, Lady Bulldogs. We are so proud of you. To Coach Seibert, to the girls, you guys are going to kill it this weekend. We're all cheering from wherever we are, even if we're not in Indy this weekend. Good luck. You guys are going to do awesome. All right, next up. So we asked the Community Healthcare System Health and Wellness Coordinator, Nurse Christy Cleveland, all of our health questions. Christy helps motivate others using her knowledge of health issues and preventative medicine. Ask the Nurse program is a Valparaiso Family YMCA program that provides advice on a variety of wellness topics and information on services available from the community healthcare system. Nurse Christy, take it away. Welcome, Nurse Christy, to Great News Weekly. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Well, and thank you so much for allowing us to do this Q&A today. I'm going to jump right in. We've got a lot of great audience questions. First up, what are some of the ways that we can remain mentally and physically healthy in the winter?
Well, it's very important to get good nutrition. Always look at your foods as your fuel. What you put in your body, that's going to be how efficient your body is going to work. Getting enough rest in combination with that. Getting enough rest, what's recommended for adults is 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. And I think that's from the National Sleep Foundation. And then also getting regular exercise also helps with stress management. Getting outside, getting some fresh air. Of course, that depends on the temperatures that we've been having.
I love that. You're right. The cold makes it hard, but that's some great advice. Next up, we've got what are some ways people can curb any anxieties or mental health issues that the pandemic has created?
One thing I thought of right away was stop watching the news. But seriously, getting out, getting regular walking, great way to boost your mood. It helps getting better sleep. It helps always with reducing stress, getting regular sleep, staying on that regular sleep schedule. Go to bed at the same time every night. We can also do some deep breathing exercises daily with your favorite music where you would sit quietly, have your soft music playing. Another one fun was doing a random act of kindness for someone. If you're doing something nice for somebody else, you're not worrying about yourself and feeling down about maybe what you have going on. So it's always something positive like that. But let your doctor know if you're really concerned and that hasn't gotten better. Maybe seek out counseling. Let your family know so that they're aware.
That's fantastic. And I am not a nurse, but I would also say a great news site like us might be a great alternative to the negativity, right?
Perfect. It's a win-win.
Okay, so our last and final question right here. Hi, Nurse Christy. I've heard that the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine has seemed to have harsher symptoms afterward than the first dose. What would be the best way for me to help my symptoms be fairly mild afterward?
Well, that is a question that I hear a lot, and especially when I'm doing the vaccines. We don't know how anybody is going to react. Everybody has been different, and I'm seeing both ends of the spectrum. Some people with a lot of symptoms, and we give a handout it's a really good handout from the CDC that talks about these are a list of symptoms that can be expected, but it doesn't mean you're going to have them. You might have one of them, you might have a couple of them. Unfortunately, we just don't know how each person is going to react. So it does say in there that Tylenol is allowed to take afterwards if you do experience symptoms such as fever, chills. The other thing is it says that as long as it's okay with the medications you might already be taking, that you can take ibuprofen or Motrin for those body aches that you might experience. You don't want to take anything beforehand because it's not even been researched as far as if we take something beforehand, is that going to have an effect on how well the vaccine is going to work for us? So as long as we know that it's supposed to only last for 24 to 48 hours, then we can be prepared and have those medications on hand if we do have symptoms. Just so you know, we do observe everybody that comes in after their first vaccine and their second vaccine for 15 minutes to make sure that there's not any kind of symptoms that we would be concerned about. We also have a hotline for COVID. If somebody has some symptoms that they're already home and they're thinking, boy, I don't remember if they said anything about that. We have a COVID hotline and it is taken care of by a nurse. So if you have some symptoms that you are concerned about, feel free to use that COVID hotline also.
That's fantastic input, and I agree. I've heard of people even having symptoms or no symptoms. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a toss-up right now. So I appreciate the input a ton. Well, those are our questions. Of course, we hope to have you back more in the future to answer questions that our entire audience has. And we really appreciate you, Nurse Christy, the Valparaiso YMCA, as well as Community Healthcare System for joining us today and for helping us get a little bit more educated on all of those healthcare questions that maybe we don't want to ask our doctor or we haven't been in to ask them. So thank you so much. And hopefully we'll have you back soon. So as I mentioned earlier, Nurse Christy answered all of our questions, which there were plenty. So you can actually check out the full segment on YouTube, and we have that in the comments right now. You can click on that and go watch the whole episode or the whole entire segment if you'd like. There's a lot of questions, and let us know your thoughts. We'd love to know your questions as well. We'd love to do more segments with Nurse Christy and learn all the healthcare questions you guys have as well. So thanks again, Nurse Christy. Make sure you guys get out there and go watch that entire episode on YouTube. That would be fantastic. Awesome. So to cap our jam-packed show this week, Lifer Chris interviewed the career and technical education directors from across the region in celebration of Career and Technical Education Month. Let's take a look of some of that interview.
First of all, welcome all of you here. I'm a gigantic supporter of CTE programs throughout the region. We've hired a bunch of the students of your collective programs. We'd love to hire a bunch more. It's CTE week, and I'll kick it off with Bob. Tell me a little bit about what types of programs are offered in CTE, and I think it's very related to what kind of skills that are non-technical that ultimately those CTE students can learn through those programs.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you having me on the show and all the other directors from Northwest Indiana. We are supporters of career and tech ed, and that's our mission, is to train students to be successful, not just educationally, but from a career standpoint. They've got those skills. So what makes CTE unique and what's the main point of CTE, career and technical education, is to make sure those students are learning skills, both the physical skills and the technical skills they can use to get a job, but also the skills, employability skills. Are they showing up on time? Are they getting along with their coworkers? Are they maintaining a safe work environment? Are they being career ready and can approach an employer and say, I have the technical skills, I've got the understanding of the industry, and I also have the employability skills to not just get employed, but stay employed and be a good employee. So our goal as directors is to make sure our graduates are leaving ready to enter the workforce or pursue a 2 or 4 year degree and have a leg up on their counterparts that they're sitting alongside in class as they get ready for a career.
That's awesome, and you see it literally get implemented in their work style every single day, that they know how to not just do something specifically, but they know how to do work specifically. Maren, can you tell me a little bit about how CTE students get workforce ready, specifically with industry certifications, dual credit programs?
Sure. So career and technical education students get workforce ready in a lot of different ways. Bob kind of touched on some of the skills that they learn. But for college and career, for the career side, we offer things like job shadowing, internships, work-based learning. Many of our career centers partner with local businesses and local industries. Many of the classes also offer certifications that students can test and get certified and use those then right after they graduate in the workplace. Many of our classes offer dual credits, which is so we partner with local colleges such as Ivy Tech, Purdue Northwest, IUN, and they can earn dual credit, which is college credit at the high school level. So they could go into college potentially with some of those credits already taken care of.
That's awesome. And as a parent, that's a big savings and a leg up that kid has when they're starting school, that they already got a little bit of a ramp in the way, and they got that out of the way. Tim, if I can ask you, what do you think makes career tech teachers unique, particularly in their learning?
Career and tech ed teachers are a unique set of teachers. They come with so much experience and life experiences that they're sharing with the kids. It's not just I've always been a teacher or anything like that. I've been the welder, I've been the machinist, I've been the nurse, and those experiences that they've learned from, they pass off to the kids. I think with career and tech ed teachers, you would find that they have that work ethic also that they are instilling in the kids. So I think the teachers themselves are very able to give those students those experiences, those life experiences that will help them throughout their careers.
I'm glad that they've got a month dedicated towards CTE. I think they could dedicate the whole year to CTE. And thanks each of you for sharing a little bit of your perspective for the Great News Weekly show on how important this is to the region.
So here's another one. Thank you to all the CTE directors. As you noticed, that one was another one. It's just, we have so much information we want to share with you. So it's another one that please click in the links below. In the comments, you'll find the YouTube link. So go check out the entire interview. We got to talk to each of those directors. They're representing schools from Maryville, East Chicago, Michigan City, all over the region. So please go watch the full episode. Happy CTE month to every career and tech educator out there. You guys are killing it. You're helping our kids grow up to be as educated as possible. Maryville, thank you. They said, thank you, NWI.Life. We love our CTEs. And then East Chicago said, thank you for helping us recognize CTE month. I agree. You guys are amazing, literally helping us educate the region and ensuring our kids are ready, college ready and career ready. And it is fantastic, the work that you are doing. Thank you so much. And we had a lifeline pop in, I believe, as well. So we had a lifeline. If you haven't tuned in before, lifelines are your good news. Tell us your good news. Deanna Grimes is a longtime lifeliner and viewer of our show. Deanna said her lifeline this week is Trinity Lutheran School is also going to state for girls basketball. Kudos! Yay! Shout out to you guys as well. So the school is celebrating all week with Spirit Week, and my daughter is loving it. Spirit Weeks are so fun. We should probably have a GreatNews.Life Spirit Week pajama day. I'm in for it. So Deanna, thank you for the idea. I appreciate that a ton, and congrats to them as well for their state. And I'm super happy that your daughter is loving all of the fun with that. Well, folks, I think that's all I have for everybody. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Great News Weekly with GreatNews.Life. I am, of course, your host, Jenny Craig Brown. Come back next week for more great news right here on NWI.Life or Valpo.Life Facebook's live every Wednesday at noon. Catch us after in podcast world. We'll see you next week, everybody. Take care.